G'day lads, Green here, and before I get into today's Greentext, I wanted to let you know that today's video is once again sponsored by Over. This week is the final week to get submissions in for the spring contest, which is all about creating AR experiences. Once you've finished your work, upload it to the Over workspace for the people to vote on their favourite experience. Once counted, the work with the most votes wins up to 3,000 Over tokens. Check it out if that's something you're interested, and back to the video. I thought it'd be a good time to tell this story after what he did at the Oscars. Always been annoyed that people think he's been such a great guy, because when I met him, he was a piece of shit. 19 years old, Los Angeles, working in a grocery store. See a guy come in the store who looks like Will Smith. He walks down the aisle and I'm stacking shelves in and realised it is Will Smith. I told him how cool it was to meet him in person, but I didn't want to be a dick and bother him and ask him for photos or anything. He said, "Oh, like you're doing now?" I was taken back and all I could say was, "Huh?" He kept cutting me off and going, "Huh? Huh? Huh?" and closing his hand shut in front of my face. I went back stocking to shelves as he walked away, laughing to himself. A couple minutes later, I saw him trying to walk out of the doors with like 15 Milky Ways in his hands without paying. I start walking towards him and say, "Sir, you need to pay for those first." At first, he kept pretending to be tired and not to hear me, but eventually turned back around and went to the counter. The cashier took one of the bars and started scanning it multiple times. He stopped her and told her to scan them each individually to prevent any electrical interference, and then turned around and winked at me. I don't even think that's a word. After she scanned each bar and put them in a bag and started to say the price, he kept interrupting her by yawning really loudly. They cost $11 something. He handed her a $10 bill and said, "Don't worry about the change." Then walked out and smiled like he'd done her a favour. Fuck Will Smith. Be me. Have a fair amount of disposable income and the time for my investment banking job. One day, I watched The Dark Knight. Loved the film. Start to internalize the Batman/Bruce Wayne character. Later, I see how crime in my city has gone up over the past few years. Decide something has to be done. Buy a realistic Nolan batsuit at the cost of £600. Buy a Kevlar vest as well. Spray paint my Audi Q8 matte black and start to call it the Batmobile. Get my Filipino housekeeper to only answer to Alfred and to call me Bruce. I've been trying to Pavlov her to speak like Michael Caine, which has so far been unsuccessful. Hit 15-minute ab workout or yoga class every few days. Time for me to fight crime. Start roaming the city streets at 1 AM trying to find some criminals. These drunk louts approach me. "Oi oi, it's Fat Man and Blobbin'." I should mention that I'm kind of out of shape at this point. When I try and ask him if they had any criminal activity to report, they threw their beer at me. Had to walk away. Went home and sad after that. I'm the hero London needs, but not the hero London deserves. You die and go to the afterlife. It's just a giant Rhett and Link in the clouds. They spin a wheel and reenact your life's lowest points. Get lowered into hell while they laugh into impressions of you. Be me. Fucking obsessed with Kirby. Have all the games and a shit ton of merch. Have a Kirby-themed birthday party when I turned 8 because of course I did. Play a bunch of air rap with my friends. After we play, they bring out the Kirby-shaped cake. Oh fuck yes, the JPEG. Mum tells me to make a wish. I close my eyes and make a wish. I wish Kirby was real. The moment I blow out the candles, we get a knock on the door. I run to the door and open it, see a large bald guy in a pink shirt. Begin freaking the fuck out and screaming, "Guys, holy shit, come over here, it's Kirby, he came to our house!" Everyone rushing over to see Kirby. Parents do not seem happy. Turns out the guy at the door is our landlord, who did not see the person until now. Dad failed to pay rent again. Didn't know at the time. My face when he evicts us on my 8th birthday. Forced to live in my grandma's shitty apartment for like a year. Fuck you, Kirby, you piece of shit. ITT, work success stories. Get angry call from woman. He says copy has been broken for days. I've been ignoring her emails all week because of Minecraft on Switch. Shit the PNG. Tell her I called it in to Xerox. Fucking didn't. Sneak over to her office. The plan was to impersonate the Xerox guy. I told her I called because she only knows my voice, not my face. As I'm walking in, someone else from her office catches me. "Hey, Xerox guy!" I don't lie, I just say, "I'm here to fix the copier." Think the things I really fucked and then I will really have to call it in and I'm gonna get chewed out for waiting so long. I walked behind the machine and plug it in. Office becomes visibly excited. Get a call from the lady apologising for being so harsh and blames Xerox for being late. All according to plan. Be me. 4th grade. Old ass teacher lady is teaching. Kid next to me won't shut the fuck up. He's got like ADHD on crack. Teacher, please be quiet. Times 20. Kid is still talking, getting louder. Teacher is getting visibly red, but still being semi-polite. Kid starts dancing in his chair and singing some song at the top of his lungs. Teacher snaps. She grabs him by the shoulders and shakes him. She starts screaming, "Do you want to die?" She repeats that like 3 times, shaking him pretty hard. Other kid starts crying. ADHD kid is white as a sheet. Teacher goes back to teaching like nothing happened. Next day, we have a substitute. Next 2 weeks, parents, counsellors, principal, vice principal, and superintendent are interviewing kids about what happened. Never see teacher again. 12 years later, ADHD kid is convicted of murder and on the run from the law. Do you pronounce it GIF or GIF? GIF. Yes. B. Will Smith could have gone up on stage and said, "My wife may be bald, but not as bald as your mama's pussy." Chose to punch Chris Rock like a bitch instead. This is the problem with Hollywood nowadays. Be me, getting out of boxing gym. See a wheelchair-bound guy and try to be friendly and make small talk. He says he's waiting for the Muay Thai class and asks if I also do Muay Thai. Answers, "Nah, I like to use my legs to move and not kick, like you guys." He gets visibly upset, and I say bye. Realize what I have done on my way back home. For fuck's sake, I was only trying to be friendly. Waiting in line to go to the washroom at McDonald's. Tweaked out cracker also waiting in line. She cackles. "You're all alone." How the fuck did she know? Did the meth give her magical powers? Be me. Female, 26. Just got divorced and left for a bitch. He took my only 2 children. Old husband got a great lawyer. He managed to kick me out of the house. Leave house. Sit on a bench. About to cry. Suddenly, happy kid that looks 15 walks over. Looks kind of like my son. "Are you okay?" I say that I'm fine. "Hey, aren't you that Paris Fashion Week model?" Is this little tard mocking me? Kindly say, "No, I'm not a model, and I could never be one." Not yet. Actually, it makes me smile for a bit, although not enough to make me feel too much better. He says he needs to go. Show that I'm better, and tell him that I needed that. Kid leaves, happy. Seeing him happy makes me sadder. When he's gone, cry uncontrollably. Great job on him. Be me. Police court. Need to go to hearing. Look at the fine of €500. Get lawyer. Brings fine down to €200. Billed €600 by lawyer. Thanks, I guess. Everybody says I'm not funny. Been trying to be funnier. Adopt hyper-sarcastic jokes that you can't distinguish from reality. Stacy classmate calls and asks me what a bath bomb she should use for her next bath. Time to see the progress. Jokingly say, "The toaster," and make sure it's plugged in. She doesn't laugh at it and says, "I've heard that before. Time to try it," and then ends the call. Pause for a minute and then call her immediately, remembering she is the dumb one. She doesn't answer. Next day at her school, her mum comes to announce a funeral. Show up at the funeral for one final joke. Tell her parents she forgot to put the bread in the toaster. They kicked me out. At least the priest laughed. Be very young, Anon. Anon, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a wizard. You mean like a stage magician or... No! I want to be a real wizard with real magic. Anon, magic isn't real. You have to pick something real. Later. Hey Anon, what do you want to be when you grow up? Other person. Nothing. Really? Yeah, I don't want to be anything when I grow up. Fast forward to present day. I've amounted to nothing over the course of my life. Pretty much just a friendless loser living in my basement. Still want to be a wizard. This one still hurts me. At the university basketball court. Shooting hoops with some friends. Free time for basketball ends, yoga class about to start. All the yoga cuties fell into the gym. Me, being tall, athletic, cocky son of a gun that I am, start throwing down dunks to impress the ladies. 2 girls that I know approach me. Hey Anon, let's make a bet. If you can go for a dunk and miss, you'll have to take one of my friends here on a date. Cutie friend giggles, then smiles. Agree, think to myself, fuck, like I would ever miss a dunk, especially in front of the boys. Everyone watching now. go up and throw down one of my best tomahawk slams. My friends go nuts. Girls look at me sad and confused. Walk up awkwardly and say, "Sorry, I don't miss dunks." They don't say anything, just walk away. My first time I realized I was supposed to miss it on purpose. Neither of them talked to me again. Mom found the empty Halo CD case where I stored the used condoms.
Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe to Mr. Green and check out all of his social medias down below. My name Goda.